hello once again. Welcome in.
How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
I am wonderful.
This is Tuesday morning, the 27th, as we get one day closer to the end of the month, Halloween. And of course, fun. We have our fifth named storm bearing down on Louisiana this morning.
Let's save Zeta for a moment.
Sure.
I have to talk about this kind of unprecedented mugging at Tiger Stadium. You've told me that someone is, in fact, under arrest.
We have a suspect in custody.
And his name is?
Gary Ramses Walker. I love that middle name. That's so cool. Ramses. They named him after one of the pharaohs of old.
No, obviously named after the condom that broke that allowed him to be conceived.
Or that.
Yeah. I'm thinking yes.
Gary Walker is 19 years of age. He's been charged with second-degree robbery in connection with the incident. I'm surprised he didn't charge him with attempted murder because he could have easily killed that man. The victim was a 60-something-year-old man, Danny Dwyer, went to use the restroom around 10 p.m. Saturday night. He's an LSU fan who's also a big fan of the band. Mm-hmm. And there are always a number of LSU fans that will stick around after the game to hear the band. Mm-hmm. And they don't go until the band is all done. So it was around 10 o'clock Saturday night, goes in to use the restroom, and the only guy in there other than himself is a guy cleaning the restroom. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, he's getting waylaid upside the head while he is standing at the urinal.
He got 7 strikes, probably with the broom handle, to the top and side of his head. Mm-hmm. They had to, at the hospital, take care of 7 lacerations on the top of this man's head. And you know, you don't hear of much crime inside Tiger Stadium. It's a rarity.
No.
But
trouble sometimes, but not crime.
Yes. So what now happens with this contractor?
Well, that's a very good question, and I hadn't really considered it.
They obviously don't vet their people very well.
Yeah, young Gary Walker was working there. I mean, he wasn't someone posing as someone. He was working there under a contract for a company. A manager with the custodial company contracted to clean the stadium told police that Gary Walker had bragged to his coworkers about the attack and robbery. Mm-hmm. Although during the perp walk, he said, "I didn't do nothing."
He said, "I didn't rob nobody," which means he did rob somebody, correct?
Well, yeah, if you double negatives.
I would take that confession
I didn't
into
rob
court.
nobody means technically he did rob somebody. Mm-hmm. But he says they got the wrong guy. He told Scotty Hunter from Channel 9.
Oh, well, if he said they got the wrong guy,
you know, though,
I
don't know. Is this going to be the new thing? Am I going to be afraid to go to a public restroom for fear that is that going to be the new knockout game? Is we're going to walk up and pee-lay you while you're peeing? Is that the deal? I mean, can you be more vulnerable than when you got your pants open and you're relieving yourself in a public restroom?
No. But you know what? It shows that this kind of violent, opportunistic crime is everywhere.
Man, look at that guy's face. Yeah, he's got at least three good cuts on that head.
Well, he fell to the ground after being hit twice when he turned his back on him to use the urinal. He said, "The person continued to hit me on the back of the head 14 to 15 times. Walker grabbed the victim's wallet and yelled, 'Stay down, mother, you know the rest.'"
Yes, Mother Hubbard.
Yes, before running out of the bathroom. He said people outside saw he was bleeding as he staggered outside. They came to his assistance, and they took care of him until EMS got there. Investigators with LSU PD said they received 2 phone calls identifying this guy as the suspect. But he bragged to his co-workers about the attack and the robbery. In addition to being a violent animal, yes, I use that term, hate on me if you wish, he's also exceptionally stupid.
Most people don't think criminals are the smartest guys on the planet.
But you know what? The good ones don't brag about what they did in front of other people.
No. Here's a good tip for all young people considering a life of crime. Here's a tip for you. When you commit a crime, don't tell anybody about it. You know what I'm saying? Just don't talk about it.
You know, again, what are they charging him with again?
Second-degree robbery.
Second-degree robbery.
Now, of course, this is what he's charged with at arrest. Hill or Moore, the district attorney, will decide if there are going to be any other charges.
How about aggravated assault as well?
Aggravated assault, attempted murder. That man was in his 60s. It could have easily killed him, hitting him over the head with a broomstick.
I don't think you can prove that, but you can certainly prove assault.
Well, you can't prove. I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be very difficult to prove that he intended to kill anybody.
Right.
So yeah, you're probably right about that. But that's up to the DA Hill or Moore whether he presses any other charges or takes anything else to a grand jury. But this guy just, I don't know, was it a crime of opportunity? Was it just like, hey? But there's also...
I got this broomstick, I got this guy, and I can see his wallet in his pockets, and there's nobody else in this bathroom.
But in this day and age, Bill, it is a utter crapshoot that man is going to have any cash on his person. And if you steal ATM cards, etc., you need debit cards to use them. If you get credit cards, you've got maybe an hour, 90 minutes to use that thing before somebody makes a phone call and cancels it.
Well, the thing is, at Tiger Stadium, chances are men of that age are going to have cash because the concession stands move much more quickly if you hand them cash than if you hand them a debit or a credit card.
Because then they got to run you through a POS system and all that good stuff.
So yeah, I mean, a pretty good bet that a man of that age in Tiger Stadium is going to have cash.
All right, we're going to take a break. That's one item in the news. And when next we talk on Exiles TV, high-speed chases. Where are you on those? And are they always a good idea? I'm going to tell you about one that ended with 2 dead right here in East Baton Rouge Parish. That's coming up next on Exiles TV.
Taste the feeling.
The mayor-president is spending $1 billion of our taxes just this year, yet we still have one of the most violent cities in America. Homicides have exploded. The mayor blames many things for this, except one: criminals. We're short of patrols. We need 100 new patrol officers on our streets. Our police need a $10,000 a year raise to ensure quality recruits. It's not hard. Just shift 3% of the budget to law and order. And trust me, I will.
Jordan Piazza, Mayor President.
Hey, we're back. This is Exiles TV. Bill Profita over there, and I'm Kevin Gallagher. Let's talk about police chases for a moment. A lot of municipal police departments have decided, especially in the more populous areas of the area they patrol, that they're not going to engage in high-speed chases. Mm-hmm. We had a police chase that started in New Roads that resulted in, last night, a deadly 2-car crash. State police say 2 people were killed. Officials with the Point Capiz Sheriff's Office say the chase started on Monday night in New Roads and involved a reportedly stolen Chevy Camaro. Officers with New Roads police began chasing the car, then called for assistance from the sheriff's office. The chase went all the way back across the river and ended near the intersection of Scenic and Old Rafe Meyer Road when the Camaro struck a Ford Mustang head on. 4 people in the Camaro, 3 adults and a very young child. The 3 passengers all sustained critical injuries. The person killed in the vehicle struck by the Camaro was driving alone. So the driver of the Camaro and the driver of the Mustang were killed in this crash. First of all, deepest sympathies for the driver of that Mustang, who was just
Minding their own business.
minding their own business when suddenly, boom, and the showdown between Mustang and Camaro begins.
Well, I'm looking at a still from the scene. The Camaro lost most of its front end, and the Camaro rolled the Mustang.
Now, lest you get me wrong, I don't want to, I am, first of all, those of you that watch this program or have listened to the radio show know that I am pro law and order, I am pro police, I back the blue. But I do question sometimes whether it's wise to continue a high-speed chase when you get into highly populated areas. Now, some would argue that maybe Scenic at Old Rafe Meyer Road isn't highly populated, but
It's populated enough.
there was other traffic, obviously. And now you got a complete innocent. Now, I have a couple of questions that aren't answered by in the news story by WAFB, but most Camaros these days, that's a high-end automobile. They cost what, they started around what, 30?
Oh, more than that, yeah.
I don't know. I've never thought about buying one since I became an adult, but don't they come with OnStar, most of them?
Yeah, most of them do come
And
with
even if you
OnStar.
don't activate the OnStar, the feature can still be used by law enforcement to locate the vehicle.
Yeah, the OnStar will help law enforcement.
All right, so you got a stolen vehicle. Without a doubt, they probably had enough time to get a make on the license number while they were chasing it.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps it had OnStar to help locate it. Why not give up the chase so nobody gets hurt?
Well,
And you can just go pick them up later, or at least recover the car.
I think that it's, at that point, it's a judgment that I don't want to have to make, but the officers have to make.
I'd hate to have to make it.
You're wondering if he is driving so fast and so erratically that if you break off, he will continue driving very, very fast and kill somebody, which he did. You know, what's the bigger danger? The chase, where you might stop him, or letting him go?
Look, I don't know the mind of the person driving the car, but I'd like to think once those blue lights disappear from your rearview mirror, you can notch it back. We lost them.
Mm-hmm.
They gave it up. You could stop driving like a crazy person and then get the car the hell off the road. But this is a shame here. We got 2 people dead. One of the people injured was a very young child.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, you have a dead 17-year-old.
And I got to ask, about the thought process of the person who's going to run when they have a little kid in the car. Are you nuts?
Well, the answer to that is yes. I mean, apparently this was a pretty new Camaro and it was stolen, which
Yep.
is why he was running.
That's the cops alerted on the vehicle because there was a bolo for that car. Be
Yeah.
on the lookout.
It's not like this was a routine traffic stop that went bad. And I can only imagine that somebody who is driving to get away from the cops because they stole a car and they know they're going to get caught, and they don't do the calculus, well, it's over now. They've got the description. They know my general vicinity. I'm going to get caught sooner or later, so I might as well just go ahead and slow it down because I got these kids in the car with me.
Yeah.
Instead, no, I'm gonna run and run and run and run, and he was probably at a speed where he was out driving his headlights,
By the way, there's identifications made for these people. It doesn't say who was driving what vehicle, but the dead are a 17-year-old girl. I'm going to take a shot at this name, Stanlajja Brew, and a young man, 22-year-old Thaddeus Johnson Jr.
Well, now he was the driver of the Camaro.
Okay, so Thaddeus was driving the Camaro and the 17-year-old was driving the Mustang. Mm-hmm. Okay, but to me it's just like, my God, you've got a kid in the car. Pull over. Don't you understand? It's going to get so much worse if you don't pull over.
You are trying to speak logically about a group of people, those who would steal a car, those who would run with children, maybe their spouse on board. Who brings their family to a grand theft auto? Think about this. All right, now you're trying to talk logically.
You don't bring your family to steal the vehicle, but then, hey, let's go for a joyride. It's still the same thing. Whether you drop by the house and say, hey, look what we got, let's go for a ride.
And if you're going to steal a vehicle, you're stealing it with the intent to dump it immediately after you've got it. You're not going to use it as the family car.
You get to
morons.
When you steal, what do they do? What are the two things people do when they steal a car? They either just joyride in it
and dump it,
and then dump it, and usually destroy it when they dump it, like set it on fire or something like that, or they take it to a chop shop, right?
Yeah.
If the chop shop is your objective, you're going to go straight to the chop shop. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Get yourself to the chop shop.
You're fulfilling an order from the people who run that illegal business.
So again, it's just sad.
I want a Camaro.
Two young people dead. I'm not blaming the police for chasing them, but I'm just asking: was this all necessary?
Well, and again, I think a lot of us have had questions about police chases. There are some departments that say, okay, if you're above 80 miles an hour and you can see he's becoming very erratically, that's when you shut it down. There are other departments that say, we don't know, and they don't most of the time, what else is in that car. We don't know if he's got a hostage. We don't know if this is a carjacking.
Dangerous materials.
Yeah.
Weapons.
And, I know that they try to find legitimate ways to stop them, like, spike strips and blocking the road and things like that. But this was obviously a very, very high performance Camaro. It obviously...
Probably a little more than the driver could handle.
It obviously had some distance. And again, what are cops driving nowadays when they chase? Half the cops are driving these big, heavy SUVs.
Supercharged Dodge Chargers.
Now, the Chargers could probably keep up with him.
The SUVs,
But there was a day where you better own something that said Ferrari if you wanted to outrun a police package cruiser. Because they had a lot of horsepower, and they could keep up with you.
All right, time for another break. Let's take care of a little business, and we'll be right back with Exiles TV.
In her tenure, the mayor-president has spent almost $4 billion of our taxes. She's had so much, but done so little. We're near the top nationally in revenues collected, but rock bottom in quality of services. Pay more, get less. That's failure. I'm Jordan Piazza. I'm a small businessman, not a career politician. With impressive new ideas, bold conservative management, and plenty of energy to eliminate politics, we can renew our success. And trust me, we will.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Cantea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Cantea, your Italian dining will change forever.
Surprise, something good has finally happened in 2020. Yours truly, the Clarence Bugg Show, gets to be with you every day of the week. That's right, 11 to 12 every weekday. And of course, the Exiles right in front of yours truly from 10 to 11, yours truly 11 to 12. So now it's appointment viewing. 5 days a week here on the Pelican. The Clarence Bugg Show. The only thing missing is you.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
You could be driving.
Right now, during the Team Honda Upgrade event, get a new 20 Accord Sport for just $309 a month with no money down, no first payment, and no security deposit. It's time to upgrade to your new Honda at Louisiana's #1 new car dealer, Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Hi, welcome back, Exiles TV.
I like that move.
I just, it's like I've got to be able to read my computer screen, but then when I look up at the monitor, everything's a blur because these are reading glasses, so I take them off.
There you go. But it's
I'm not trying to do like a Clark Kent, like I'm gonna rip my shirt open, but
it's a good move. Say,
thank you.
Are you ready for another hurricane, boys
Sure,
and girls?
4 wasn't enough. Let's have a 5th one.
So here is the latest on Hurricane Zeta. And again, no, Zeta is not the last character in the Greek alphabet.
Zeta is the F equivalent in the Greek alphabet.
And it's given us the big F as we speak.
Yeah. Just to remind you, the last letter in the Greek alphabet is Omega.
Yeah. So here we go. It has passed over the Yucatan Peninsula and has temporarily been weakened. As it moves through the southern Gulf of Mexico, it will strengthen once again. Zeta is forecast to be a strong Category 1 hurricane as it moves through the Gulf of Mexico. It will be rounding the outer edge of a ridge of high pressure on Tuesday early into tomorrow, which will keep it on a northwesterly trajectory, and then it'll make that big sweep to the east. Now, yesterday they were pretty solid in their thinking that Zeta was going to be a strong tropical storm when it made landfall, probably in the area of Grand Isle.
Now they're thinking a weak Category 1 hurricane.
A weak Category 1. And they still say that they do not have complete confidence in the forecast at this particular time. We could see manageable rain of 1 inch to 2 inches. Some spots east of Metro Baton Rouge could get 2 to 3 inches. Near New Orleans, they will have widespread rain of 4 to 6 inches. The Lafayette area and environs west of Baton Rouge are pretty much going to get a pass.
No, what I'm concerned with is the east. I mean, think about Tangipahoa Parish and St. Tammany Parish.
They're going to get blasted.
And the Mississippi Gulf Coast and areas like that. They're going to get some serious rain and probably some good, strong tropical storm force winds.
Yeah, there will be a storm surge of 4 to 6 feet from Port Fourchon to Dauphin Island.
Wow.
Lake Pontchartrain could see a peak surge of 2 to 4. The good news for our area is surge within Lake Maurepas will be minimal, which is good.
And as it stands right now, although, like Bill said, they're not extremely confident in this prediction, but Baton Rouge is not in the cone of probability for this storm's path.
Yeah.
It's a little bit off to the east of us, more Tangipahoa, more St. Tammany, more St. Helena, and those areas. So what can we expect here in Baton Rouge?
Well, we're going to expect a rain event, and we will have today's forecast says we will have some gusts of 40 to 50 mile an hour wind. And of course, they will be coming from our northeast.
We will have more tree branches fall down.
Yeah. But
I just build to the pile I've already got that hasn't been picked up.
you hit it on the head on the rainfall to the east of us. They have a graphic of a future satellite radar that I'm looking at that shows the deep, deep red and burgundy colors from the very, very eastern border of St. Mary Parish all the way through Plaquemines Parish, and then heavy, heavy rainfall in Metro New Orleans, in Slidell, in Covington, in Mandeville, in Grand Isle, and then the Chandeleur Islands. So there's going to be a lot of heavy, heavy rain.
How much more can the state take?
I understand that they've got all the pumps tested in New Orleans this time.
4. Marty's saying 4, but the clock says 7, so which is it? You want to take a break?
No, we didn't do the read.
Oh, you forgot to do Amendment 4.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do that
Thank you.
right now as we change subject.
You got to go A4.
I got so
I didn't know
excited.
Marty, our cameraman, is signaling to us. I didn't know what the hell he was on.
I thought he's giving us 4 minutes.
I'm like, 4.
As they say,
Hi,
draw
Marty.
near and ye shall be hide.
Business.
Are you tired of the endless roller coaster of fiscal cliff?
Yes. I'm tired of it.
On November 3rd, you can change that and vote yes on Constitutional Amendment 4. Yes on 4 means a stable budget process and job growth for Louisiana. Vote yes on Constitutional Amendment number 4 on November 3rd. This message paid for by Pelican Action. For more information about Amendment 4 and all the amendments on your ballot, visit pelicanaction.org. And we thank you.
And we thank you.
So
there we go. Thank you, Marty.
There you have it. Thanks, Marty.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
So, as far as the capital, the greater capital region, we're going to be in for some rough weather like we had the last time around. So.
Now, it should be completely out of the way by trick-or-treat time on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, well out of the way. I mean, they're talking about Thursday being a blustery day, but a beautiful, clear day, and temperatures dropping. Overnight temperatures are going to drop considerably. By Saturday, trick-or-treat time, we should see some very, very cool temperatures in the low 70s for the kids to get out and trick-or-treat.
Friday, the high is predicted to be 69 in Metro Baton Rouge, about the same in the Lafayette area. In New Orleans, a degree or two, warmer. And then on Saturday, everybody looks like they're going to be sitting at room temperature, 72 degrees. Your actual mileage may vary.
And of course, that's good news for people planning on enjoying some LSU football. I mean, how many are they letting in the stadium this week? 60, 65, 70?
Yeah, something like that.
I love the two-dimensional audience in LSU football in the stadium. It's
our buddy Brian Johnson's got a cutout in a seat.
It's silly.
I think that's kind of fun.
How much are they making people pay to get one of those?
They're cheap. They're $50.
All right.
They're cheap.
That's cheaper than a ticket.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than a ticket.
Maybe I should have my virtual self go.
Hell of a lot
Let
cheaper.
Cardboard Kevin tell me how the game went.
So,
it's the only way I'm getting an LSU stadium.
Speaking of things like that, are you and the missus going to do your traditional Halloween decor package?
We're going to put up some decorations and stuff. I'll probably put them out this afternoon.
Because you all do a big deal.
No, not such a huge big deal. Not in recent years. There's a half-life on those inflatables, and so now we're down to only 2 or 3. At one time we had like 7 or 8 or 9 that we would put out and create a little path for the kids to walk up to the door where they'd be going through the inflatables. But not so much anymore. But we'll definitely let them know we're open for business. I thought about putting the signs in, COVID patients, do not knock, but Marianne said no.
I normally have all my Thanksgiving candy selections on the counter by this time.
Thanksgiving candy?
The Halloween candy, and I've sampled all of them for purity and quality.
Well, sure, you've got to make sure that you're not poisoning those little children.
Yes. I have not purchased my Halloween candy yet. I think that'll be this afternoon or tomorrow. But do you have a favorite Halloween candy that you like to eat?
The Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, I think, is far and away.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that everybody's favorite Halloween candy? Reese's peanut butter cup. Snickers is good. Clarence Bug says Snickers.
Only time of the year I see them and I buy them, Baby Ruth. I love the little
You
Baby
like the
Ruth.
Baby Ruth?
Yeah, I like the Baby Ruth.
I haven't been able to eat a Baby Ruth ever since I saw Caddyshack, man. Sorry. Baby Ruth doesn't touch these lips, man. It's just because you never know now. I mean, there's always been that question. Is it a Baby Ruth or...
Yeah, something else. What about candy corn?
Oh, no.
No?
None of that. Oh, candy corn. And remember those big, they used to call them circus peanuts, but they were like a big doughy...
Oh, yeah.
Blobby. Doesn't even taste like peanut. I don't know what the hell it tastes like. Yeah, it tastes like orange. Just awful. It's like, whose idea was this?
This packing material is what it was.
What I used to like when I was a kid, that I don't even see it anymore, is they used to make, we called them gumdrops.
Oh, yeah.
But they were like orange slices. They were the shape of an orange slice.
Oh, I loved those.
They were orange flavor, and they were, chewy and tasted really orangey, and I loved those a lot. It was probably my favorite non-chocolate candy.
Yeah, I can eat a ton of. I can eat my weight. And what was the 5-pack that was that gummy candy? It was a 5-pack, and you had the red, you had the yellow, you had the green, and then you had the black, which was licorice, and nobody ate that one. That was like licorice from hell.
But I came from a day when nowadays nobody makes anything to give to trick-or-treaters, In my day, getting candy was like, whoa, it's real candy! Because, you'd get an apple, you'd get a popcorn ball, you'd get candied apples, you'd get all, cookies. Sometimes, moms or grandmas would just make sheets and sheets of cookies. And us rotten little kids, we had no concept of the work that went into baking the cookies or making those popcorn balls. And we'd be like, that'd go in our bag, and we'd be like, why you so... You couldn't, a Tootsie, you couldn't spare a Tootsie Roll.
There was a lady in our neighborhood, and she and her husband had no kids. And so she would give out at that time, quarter-size bars of chocolates. The Nestle's Crunch and the Hershey's and the great big...
Quarter-size bars were gigantic.
Yeah, she'd give those out.
Back in the day.
And then she also made these candied apples that were as big as pumpkins. And I swear to you, one day
You can't bite. The thing's so damn big you can't bite it.
She'd already unloaded the candy into my bag, and she just dropped that thing right through the bottom of my trick-or-treat bag. Kaboom! Big old hole in the bag.
Thanks, lady.
Well, and again, this is spoiled kids now have pre-printed trick-or-treat bags.
We used a pillowcase when I was a kid.
We used grocery bags from the IGA.
We used a pillowcase. You can't rip the bottom out of a pillowcase, man.
My mom was not about to let us out with her pillowcases. I guarantee you. They would come back unfit for human use.
I know, by the way, going from Halloween to Christmas, we've got another Christmas event that's decided not going to happen this year because of COVID-19. We'll be right back with more of Exiles TV. Hang on.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
By all standards, he is a champion for consumers. Because of Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta, our utility rates are 35% less than the national average, the lowest in all of America. He saved ratepayers over $8 billion. Commissioner Scrametta brought us more reliable power plants and energy-efficient solar fields. Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta. Keep the commissioner who keeps our rates low.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
During COVID, many local businesses have been treated unfairly. The big box stores continue making money, but not many of our local businesses. I know firsthand. As your mayor president, I'll fully open the economy while protecting the vulnerable. But I want our people and businesses back working again. I'll not rest until we change our economy with new, innovative, and larger businesses with greater payrolls.
A clear leader for unclear times. Jordan Piazza, Mayor President.
We can succeed again, and trust me, we will.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Welcome back to Exiles TV. Before we talk about the Christmas parade, during that break, something popped up, a survey that our friends at WAFB TV are running right now. It's a live survey.
Tell me about it.
Will you take your kids trick-or-treating this year? Yes, no, not sure.
And how's the response?
58% say no. 5.56% say not sure.
How many say yes?
That leaves about 41%.
You know, it's making me wonder,
Excuse me, 50.8% say no. Yeah.
When Marianne and I first moved into Shenandoah, Halloween night, we had Halloween nights where we had run out of candy and just had to close the door. It wasn't 8 yet, but we were out of candy, and we had to close the door, turn out the lights, send the message that, nobody's home. That has not happened for about the last 6 years.
No, we always have candy left over.
Trick-or-treating has dropped way off. Last year we had way too much candy left over. I mean, I finally just sacked it up and took it and said, here, have candy. Just took it someplace and dropped it off.
Well, in our neighborhood, from the end of our driveway, we could see 3 big kids' Halloween parties, where they got the pop-up tent and the adults are out there and they got music and food and candy and all that, and 30 or 40 kids, and they don't need to go trick-or-treating there. They got their party.
You got several things, I think, that are eroding away at trick-or-treating. This year you got a whole safety thing, public safety thing with, we don't want our kids to get sick. Although a 10-second interaction with you at your front door, I don't see how.
I'm worried more about the kids making me sick.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what I'm planning on doing is, I imagine most parents don't want their kids reaching in a bowl of candy for fear that there's COVID all over the candy. I've been licking my hands and handling the candy.
Well, no, but other kids that have dirty hands have had their hands in there.
But I'm planning on wearing some latex gloves and just reach right in and drop some in there. But there's other things. There's this increasing year after year after year. You see more and more churches and civic organizations that want to have a Halloween alternative. And they call it a fall festival, and sometimes they don't even encourage the kids to wear costumes, but if they're going to wear costumes, nothing scary or nothing traditional Halloween.
Don't be a kid.
Yeah. In other words, don't be a kid. We used to love Halloween, and we didn't think, we're giving our souls over to Satan. We just thought, I'm dressing up as a scary thing for a few hours. It's going to be fun. Yeah, and you know, we knew we weren't actually going to frighten anybody, but we had fun being ghosts or vampires or Frankenstein monster or whatever.
We always had a good mixture. I mean, we had people that were dressed as cops. We had people that would dress as nurses. We had, you know, people that would dress as airline pilots. We'd have people that would dress as Superman. We'd have people that would dress as Dracula or Frankenstein. I mean, we had a pretty wide range of things.
Mm-hmm. But now, everything's a superhero or a Disney princess, which there's nothing really wrong with that. You know, let the kid enjoy dressing up in a costume. And that's all. For all you people, I heard a clip this morning of Pat Robertson. God bless Pat Robertson. It's of Satan. Halloween is of Satan. It is Satan's night. Pat, Halloween is older than the belief in Satan. Whether you believe that or not, Halloween comes from the Feast of Samhain on the eve of All Saints' Day, and its date predates anything Christian. Okay? Anything Christian. So saying it's of Satan is misleading. And now it doesn't have anything to do with anything. It's just kids and candy.
That bloviating old fool has to say something.
Well, he doesn't have to say something. He just feels compelled
in his mind
to.
He has to say something.
Halloween is about kids dressing up.
It's the way he gets rid of his gas.
Kids love to dress up. Have you ever met a kid who didn't love to dress up? I mean, a kid under 12 that didn't.
No, they like dressing up.
They love to dress up, and then we get to dress up. We get to go door to door. We get to get a bag full of free candy. Let the kids enjoy the Halloween.
Adults dressing up is completely different.
Halloween has become a time for women to dress like trash.
You know, but the thing is, I don't like costume parties. I don't. It's a pain in the butt, okay?
I don't mind a costume party if I can go to it and it's in a neutral spot. I don't like going to somebody's house.
I mean, I used to try to be unique.
Go to LeBear's or something
I'd wear all black head to toe, turtleneck and all that, and put white pieces of paper on it and go as dandruff. I'd smear peanut butter around my mouth and go as, well, never mind. But the people that we watch the LSU games with, we have a big group that we watch and cook together. Been doing this for years. Since there's a game on Halloween, they're like, wear costumes. No, not going to do it.
So you just...
I am a grown-ass man, and I don't like wearing costumes because it's a pain in the butt.
How is it a pain in the butt?
You gotta go find a costume. You gotta make it fit.
Well, it's no trouble to find a costume, my goodness.
Yes, it is.
Well, it is now if you start looking now, but 3 weeks ago you could have got on Amazon and had anything you want shipped to your door in your size.
But the amount of time is, I count the time wasting on looking foolish in scotches. If I do it online, that's a full scotch. If I have to go to the store, that's 5 scotches in time I've wasted on foolishness.
Let me tell you a little story about how foolish you feel depends on what happens that night, okay? Now, 2 years ago when I was working for a local radio station we won't name, I was asked to volunteer. So we're looking for some DJs to judge the costume party at L'Auberge Casino. And I love costume parties, so hand up, put me down. Sure, no problem. And we got to, that was a month before. We got to week of, I'd never heard anything from anybody about what to do, who to report to, what time to get there, none of the logistics. So nevertheless, I was committed I was going to do it. So I went and I sunk a few bucks into a couple of accessories for a costume. And I dressed up like Captain Jack Sparrow from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And I go to L'Auberge, all dressed up like 60-year-old Captain Jack Sparrow. And I go in there.
You would have been more like Captain Jack Goose.
I go up there and say, hey, you know, I'm Kevin. I'm from, Talk 107.3, and I'm here to judge the costume contest. It's like, the costume contest started 15 minutes ago, and nobody was expecting you whatsoever. So I come to find out that Dave, one of our account executives who handled that account,
who loved giving things away, by the way, including your time,
completely dropped the ball and didn't share any information that me or Michelle Southern or any of the other radio personalities were coming. Now, up until that point, I felt kind of resplendent in my Captain Jack Sparrow outfit, but then when I found out We didn't know you were coming. We have nothing for you to do. And I'm their stag, by the way. Because I figured I'd have other radio people to hang out with. Then I felt like an idiot in that pirate suit. I felt like an absolute idiot in that pirate suit. Boom, on the nose. And he said, well, I'll give you a pass. You can go on in and enjoy the party. I said, well, I'm here, stag.
I'm here.
Bye.
I'm dressed like a pirate.
And I got to tell you, I wasn't out of the building when all that pirate crap started coming off of me. I felt absolutely ridiculous in it walking back to my car.
Anybody ask you where your Buccaneers were?
On my buccaneer.
Under your bucking hat.
But that was the last year I volunteered to dress up for Halloween.
And here's another thing. There was a Halloween costume party that, all right, I'm going to go. And I went out and I got a really nice costume. It's a very good devil costume. So it's in the back of the closet. I think the dog uses it as a blanket. So, like a couple years later, there's another party. And I said, well, if you really want to go, I can grab my devil costume. Well, you can't wear that again. Really?
It's been a year. Bill's wearing the same thing he wore last year.
They were so blasted.
He's just phoning it in.
I was there.
He's just phoning it in.
It's like, and by the way, in our area, most adult people look like they're dressing in some sort of a costume every day of the year anyway. So it doesn't much matter. My particular favorite is the person who weighs, about 780 pounds, and he's so short that when he waddles in, his outstretched hands reach to about his knees, and he's got a big old jersey with Breeze on the back. I was like, are you really Drew Brees?
What's worse than
You
that
had a hell of an off season.
What's worse than that is the same guy you just described dressed as Batman.
There you go. Fat Man.
Exactly. Fat Man it is.
All right. Have we disposed of this nonsense?
There's something to be said about Halloween parties. And do you feel uncomfortable when you're at a party and you're there with your wife and there are a lot of women there that are showing a lot of skin?
Most of the women that do that have so much skin to show that it's like, ugh. I mean,
you find yourself looking at the floor a lot.
A lot of these women, a lot of them have gone from 36D to 38 long, okay?
And with that, we will take a commercial break. Exiles returns in just a moment.
Well, we can wrap up with the four categories.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
The mayor-president is spending $1 billion of our taxes just this year, yet we still have one of the most violent cities in America. Homicides have exploded. The mayor blames many things for this, except one, criminals. We're short of patrols. We need 100 new patrol officers on our streets. Our police need a $10,000 a year raise to ensure quality recruits. It's not hard. Just shift 3% of the budget to law and order. And trust me, I will.
Jordan Piazza, Mayor President.
Right now, choose any new 20 Mazda and get 0% for 60 months, plus 90 days deferred payments during the Team Mazda upgrade event happening now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bugg Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
Hey, we're back. Exiles TV. Bill Profita there, Kevin Gallagher here. Today is the last day to early vote for the November 3rd election, and I believe the polls close, the early voting polls close at 6 this evening.
So with that in mind, if you're tired of the endless roller coaster of fiscal cliffs, if you're early voting today or on November 3rd, change that and vote yes on Constitutional Amendment number 4. Yes on 4 means a stable budget process and job growth for Louisiana. We would ask you vote yes on Constitutional Amendment 4. Whether you're early voting, today is the last day, by the way, or whether you're going to the polls on November 3rd, a vote on yes on 4 means a stable budget process and job growth for Louisiana, paid for by Pelican Action. For more information, visit pelicanaction.org. And as always, we thank you for that.
And for those of you who are waiting to vote on the actual election day, remember, because it's a presidential election and there are congressional elections, it's on Tuesday, 1 week from today. The polls open for the presidential election, come what may. Will it be Joe Biden? Will it be Donald Trump? We'll have to wait and see.
We will wait and see. You had mentioned this before we got off on costume parties. The Cortana Kiwanis Club,
yep,
who their foundation runs the annual Christmas parade, which was supposed to happen on December 12th, has canceled.
The organization lists COVID-related concerns as the reason for the cancellation. Now, I would like somebody to speak up and tell me why. What are the concerns with an event that's outdoors?
Well,
is it we can't make the crowd social distance?
Here's the thing. What they're saying is they canceled it. They're not saying due to any restriction.
No, nobody.
Or
There's been, the governor hasn't told them they can't do it. They haven't been forbidden from the mayor or anything yet. They've decided to do it. But it's like, what are your concerns? For an outdoor event, honestly, and it's an outdoor event. We have a thing called wind, which means if you throw a little spittle with COVID in it, the wind's liable to take it away.
I don't think that's what's really at issue here, Kevin. I don't think the science of it is at issue at all.
No, I don't think the science has been an issue with this thing for a long time.
Here's what I think. All right, this has been a struggle to put on for years in terms of getting sponsors and the amount of person power it takes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this club, like many other clubs that have been around a long time, has got a lot of people that are aging out. When they first,
I hadn't really considered that.
When they first started this, they had a whole bunch of people who were 40 years old. Yeah, let's do a Christmas parade. It'll be great.
Now they got a whole bunch
of
people at retirement age.
And they got a whole bunch of people that are 70 years old or 75 years old. And I also think that many of them have had so many concerns during the last 6 months with their own health, their own jobs, their own financial security, that they probably have not had enough time to prepare as they would like to.
Well, a lot of people have not, you mentioned that they need sponsorships and they need donations, and a lot of people have not, they've been sitting on their wallets more tightly during the COVID lockdown and everything, and it's a really tough time this year to be going and asking people, can you spare some money?
Well, and
I
I
just think it's a shame. It was a fun parade. You know,
It was.
I'd had the pleasure of I'd had the pleasure of doing announcing from the parade review stand in the past, and it's just a shame to see it. What I worry about is when a parade doesn't parade, they'll never come back.
Well,
that's happened with a couple of our Mardi Gras parades. They said we're taking a year off, and then they didn't come back.
And I'm thinking this is an internal discussion, because I would bet you Visit Baton Rouge and the downtown development district and the downtown business association would love to see this parade roll, because again, here's another way that revenue gets vacuumed out of the coffers for the city of Baton Rouge.
I think the Christmas parades are a good thing. I think the Red Stick Revelry on New Year's Eve is a good thing. And I hope that Spanish Town is not still, by the time we get around to Mardi Gras, that Spanish Town's not affected still by COVID-19.
I'm in a crew that is in Spanish Town, and we just got some communication on tomorrow's show. Maybe if time allows, we'll tell you a little bit about what they're thinking at this moment.
I would hate to see it happen. I mean, Spanish Town didn't roll this past year. Or did they?
Yeah, it rolled this year.
Okay.
Yeah,
my mistake, my bad.
We were all out there kissing and hugging, and I don't think any of us got sick.
That's right. Spanish Town came before they declared an official emergency.
Yeah.
It was March.
Yeah.
First week of March, they decided that we all had to stay home.
But we'll share a little bit about that and what some of the other crews are saying if we have time tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
So that means we're wrapping things up for this Tuesday, the 27th of October. It's hard to believe the month of October is gone. We're into the third quarter.
Like that.
Thanksgiving before you know it. Of course, you know, you can only have a few Thanksgiving guests over, and you're allowed to have turkey, but don't enjoy it.
Well, I think that you can have as many Thanksgiving guests as you would like and that would like to come.
I'm making fun of the governor of California. His Thanksgiving guidelines are like, no fun.
But you know what's, we have a big group, about 30 of us, that has Thanksgiving together. We've got some people say, not this year, I don't want to come. So, their choice. Be good, everybody. Stay well.
God bless.